Earlier this week, it was confirmed that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been evicted from Frogmore Cottage. King Charles is believed to have kicked the Sussexes out of the property after Harry's tell-all memoir Spare came out in January. A new study claims that the majority of Brits support Charles's decision to kick his son to the curb. 1 in 3 consider the decision completely fair, and 49% think it should have happened earlier. In the survey of 1,000 people, 44% also said they believe that Meghan Markle is to blame for King Charles's decision, with an additional 6 in 10 believing that the royal couple will attempt to use the eviction to try and gain public sympathy. More than half of all respondents say they would have done the same thing, while 40% of people said they think the Queen would have made the same call. However, the pro-Sussex side's attempts at fighting back in the days since news of Charles's hard line broke is quite the snag, thanks to Harry and Meghan. Now the Netflix documentary looks suspiciously like it might be about to bite them in their yoga-toned derrieres. Here's what happened. First, The Sun revealed that Frogzit was underway. Before about a day later, a spokesperson for the Sussexes confirmed the report saying the duo had been requested to vacate the property. Then up popped Omid Scobie, the author of Hagiographic Finding Freedom, and the Sussexes' #1 public cheerleader, who revealed that the move had stunned them both. Scobie quoted a source as saying of the blow, "This is not just some random rental that they keep for convenience. Every drawer is full, every closet packed. It's a real family home." It's a heartstring-pulling image, a young family forced to hastily pack up their lives, shoving teething rings, Jubilee medals and all those Lababo-scented candles into boxes. Except the Duke and Duchess themselves have only just finished presenting the world with a different view. In one episode of the Netflix docuseries, we see shots of the black and white images of a couple inside their Windsor home, surrounded by boxes, and in the midst of, would you believe it, packing. We see Meghan and Harry staring at piles of books on the floor, the Duchess standing in front of what would appear to be the instrument of consent, the official document from the late Queen approving their marriage. And with various bubble-wrapped items behind them, and in another looking despondent with what appears to be moving boxes around them. Then there was the Cut's controversial Meghan cover story from August last year. Journalist Alison P. Davis writes that when the Sussexes returned to the UK in late May last year for the Queen's Jubilee, the Duchess had quietly seen to personal matters, slipping back into their former residence, Frogmore Cottage, to pack up their belongings. And therein lies another piece of this. It's not as if Harry and Meghan have been making regular use of Frogmore, is it? The Duke stayed there in 2021 when he was back in the UK for around 4 days for Philip's funeral. And they stayed there for one night in April last year when the couple visited the Queen on the way to the Invictus Games. In September, they returned for 5 days of charity engagements, although that became about a 2-week trip when the Queen passed away. That adds up to no more than 3 weeks in the 3 years since Harry and Meghan officially left royal life, or Frogmore being Sussexless for about 153 weeks. Of that trip to pack up Frogmore last year, Meghan told Davis, "You go back and you open drawers and you're like, oh my god, this is what I was writing in my journal at that time, and here's all my socks."